Om Gan Ganapadiye Namaha. Om Shakti. Shri Lalitha Sahasranamavali 551 to 600. Practice with meaning. Om Sarva Vyadi Prashamanyai Namaha. Salutations to her who cures all ills. Om Sarva Mrityu Nivarinyai Namaha. Salutations to her who wards off all forms of death. Om Agra Ganyayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is to be reckoned as the first in everything. Om Achintya Rupayai Namaha. Salutations to her who transcends all thought. Om Kali Kalmasa Nashinyai Namaha. Salutations to her who destroys the sins of the degenerate age of Kali. Om Katyayanyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is Katyayani, the sum total of effulgence of all the deities. Om Kalahantrayai Namaha. Salutations to her who puts an end to time, the destroyer of all. Om Kamalaksha Nisevitayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is worshipped even by the lotus-eyed Vishnu. Om Thambula Purita Mukyai Namaha. Salutations to her whose mouth is full of chewing beetle. Om Dadimi Kusuma Prabhayai Namaha. Salutations to her who shines like a pomegranate flower. Om Mrigakshyai Namaha. Salutations to her whose eyes are like those of a doe. Om Mohinyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is of bewitching beauty. Om Mukyayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is known as the Mukhya Prana, the firstborn of creation, known as Hiranyagarbha or the four-faced Brahma. Om Mridanyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the consort of Mrida, the divine dispenser of happiness, Siva in his Sattvika aspect. Om Mitra Rupinyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is effulgent like the sun. Om Nitya Triptayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is eternally contented and happy. Om Bhakta Nidayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is a treasure to her devotees. Om Niyantriyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the guide and controller of all. Om Nikhileshwariyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the ruler of the worlds. Om Maitriyadi Vasana Labhyayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is attained through loving kindness and other such dispositions. Om Mahapralaya Sakshinyai Namaha. Salutations to her who witnesses the dissolution of the whole cosmos. Om Parasyai Sakyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is Parashakti, the supreme power. Om Parayai Nistayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the supreme end and establishment and faith. Om Prajnana Gana Rupinyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is pure consciousness condensed. Om Madhvi Pana Lasayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is introverted and inactive like one intoxicated with wine. Om Matayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the ego consciousness of Siva. Om Matrika Varna Rupinyai Namaha. Salutations to her to whom all the alphabets are related as her form. Om Maha Kailasa Nilayayai Namaha. Salutations to her whose abode is the Maha Kailasa, the Bindu in Sahasra. Om Mrinala Mridu Durlatayai Namaha. Salutations to her whose arms are smooth and slender like a pair of lotus stalks. Om Mahaniyayai Namaha. Salutations to her who's adorable. Om Daya Murtyai Namaha. Salutations to her who's compassion itself. Om Maha Samrajya Salinyai Namaha. Salutations to her to whom belongs the vast empire of the whole universe. Om Atma Vidyayai Namaha. Salutations to her whose Atma Vidya, the doctrine of self. Om Maha Vidyayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is Mahavidya, the great doctrine, also a deity. Om Shri Vidyayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is Shri Vidya, the 15-lettered mantra of the Devi. Om Kama Sevitayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is meditated upon by Kamadeva, the god of love. Om Shri Shoda Sakshari Vidyayai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the Soda Sakshari Vidya, the 16-lettered mantra of the Devi. Om Trikutayai Namaha. Salutations to her who forms the three kutas or group of letters of Shri Vidya. Om Kama Koti Kayai Namaha. Salutations to her of whom Kameshwara Parama Siva is a mode. Om Kataksha Kinkari Bhuta Kamala Koti Sevitaye Namaha. Salutations to her who can at a mere glance makes crore of Lakshmis, goddesses of wealth and beauty, wait upon her. Om Shirastitaye Namaha. Salutations to her who dwells in the Sahasrara in the head. Om Chandra Nibaye Namaha. Salutations to her who shines as the moon in the pericarp of the Sahasra lotus. Om Balastaye Namaha. Salutations to her who dwells in the Bindu in the syllable Hreem, meditated in the forehead. Om Indra Dhanus Prabhaye Namaha. Salutations to her who shines in the colors of the rainbow. Om Hridayashtaye Namaha. Salutations to her who abides in the heart of the devotees for meditation. Om Ravi Prakyaye Namaha. Salutations to her who blazes in the heart like the sun. Om Triko Nantara Deepikaye Namaha. Salutations to her who resides in the center of the Mooladhara known as the Trikona. Om Dakshayanyay Namaha. Salutations to her who is manifested as the daughter of Daksha. Om Daitya Hantraye Namaha. Salutations to her who destroys demons who embody the force of evil. Om Daksha Yagna Vinasinyay Namaha. Salutations to her who destroyed the sacrifice of Daksha. Om Shakti.